Hey everybody, welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today I will be showing you how to replace a recoil spring. If your recoil spring is broken, obviously your pull cord will not retract. Everybody hates this job, including myself, but I'm going to show you today how to do it step by step. Anybody watching today will be able to do this. And you see I'm wearing safety glasses here, so make sure to get your safety glasses on before you attempt this repair. Okay, so this recoil comes off of a snowblower engine. Usually you'll have about 3 or 4 bolts holding it on to the engine. And the same principle here will apply to all recoils with a recoil spring in them. As I mentioned earlier, if your recoil spring is broken, the rope will not retract once you pull it out. Or if you replace the cord in it and you try to get some spring loaded back into the recoil, it just will never get tight on you. So if you've got the rope in here, I suggest you remove the rope. So this rope here was replaced only to find out that the spring was broken on the inside. So it'll be easier to get the rope off. You can always cut it off and just put a new one. Now on most recoil you'll have a 3/8 or 10 millimeter bolt here. So you'll need a 10 millimeter socket or nut driver on this one here. Then remove the bolt completely. Keep track of the way all the parts are installed here. Now you've got a spring. I usually leave the paws in here. And here's the reason why I wear safety glasses is because sometimes when you pull this out, the spring underneath may fly out. And this can hit you in the face, get you in the eyes, etc. And it's extremely sharp. So here's the spring. And while I have this upside down, I'm always keeping my hand on the paws here because sometimes they can fall out and there are little springs in here that you don't want to lose. So just go like this. You can also wear gloves if you want. It might not be a bad idea. So in this case here, I'm just going to grab the spring like that and slowly undo it. And make sure you have good needle nose pliers when you do this. See, that came off all of a sudden there and just whacked me in the forearm. Okay, here's the old spring. The reason I know this spring is bad is over here, the loop is all bent and out of shape. So I will discard this old spring here. Even though this recoils from an MTD engine, I am using an aftermarket Honda recoil spring. They basically are all the same. A lot of these recoil springs are interchangeable. The part here is 43-425. That will be the same width as the spring I took out. In some other instances, you might want to use this one, 43-426. There's the Honda part number here. There are links under the video to where you can buy these online. Again, this is the one I'm using today, 43-425. That is the spring here. I do like that the spring comes rolled up like this. So I just get the tie wraps off. Again, make sure you've got your safety glasses on. Very, very important to do that, wear them. See the difference in the way the spring is in the center, not like the old one I showed you. That's because it will catch on this part of the recoil down here, just like that. Now what I'm going to do is flip this over like this, because you want this part of the spring right here to go right in here. It's not always this easy, guys, for sure. I will put it in like this, and then I will put it back in if it's gotten all tangled on you, okay? So this method here, if you can keep the spring here without popping off, you've really made it easy for yourself. So if you go like this, and you push down, and always keep your fingers on the paws on the other side as I showed you earlier. Okay, and watch your finger. You might want to wear some gloves doing this, because I felt it on my thumb there when you heard it unwind itself. See, now this is installed correctly, just like that. And now if I put it on the recoil part, you want to turn it till it grabs. See, it's grabbing. I'm going to pull it out again, and I will do a worst case scenario. Before I do that, I will go and put some gloves on. All right, so if you weren't fortunate enough to put it in without any problems like this, and it's all tangled out, which is what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to create a bigger problem for myself, because this is probably what's going to happen to you guys if you're not careful. And some of the springs you might buy like this may not be secured like this one was with some tie wraps. And I'm going to show you a different way to put it in. Here's the spring, all unwound. This might be intimidating to some people, but don't worry, it's not that hard to put it back in. So what I've found that does work for me, but you need a good grip for this, is you can wind it in your hands like this and hold it. This may be a bit more difficult for some because you have to wind it down so that it's a lot smaller to fit in here again. So this is the harder method. So basically all you do here is you wind it until it'll fit in here. Then once it's wound up enough, you grab it with needle nose pliers and you just go and insert it in here like I did earlier. This will be a bit harder for most of you watching, so you may not want to do it this way. The other way is, when it's unwound again, is that you just go and put the spring right in here, just like that, in the rotor assembly here. Then you keep your finger. You can wear gloves if you want. I prefer not wearing gloves at this point. I find I have better control. And then I just wind it in like this. And I'm always putting my fingers on the back on those paws. You can take the paws out if you want. And I'll show you how to put the paws back in if they do come out on you. So you go like this. You got to do this until the entire spring is installed here. And don't lose your grip, and do this when you're in a good mood. Don't do it if you're already upset, because it might make you even more upset, guys. I know I'm kind of joking here, but there's some truth into that, into what I'm saying here. So we're almost done here. And there it is. You want to keep this about here so that it grabs on the tab inside here, as I showed you earlier. Now what I like to do is spray it with some kind of lube. You can use WD-40, chain lube, etc. Even lube up this part here. And stick it back in, and you know you've got it in properly when you turn it and it comes back. See that? Now let's say some of your paws have come out. Okay, it fell out. So what you got to do is go back, and you'll see a small spring right here. You want that spring to be in front of the pawl. Okay, and before I put the pawl back in, if your spring has come out, this is how it goes. One end of the spring's down here and the other one's right here. So what I'm going to do now is move it forward, and the pawl will go in this way. So I'm going to shove it in here, and then the spring brings the paws back. And you can spray some lube or WD-40 right here. It's not going to hurt anything. Then you put this spring back in on this specific recoil. This part here with the humps will go right like this, because it will push the paws to come out. And then you can tighten up this bolt here quite tight. And before you insert your pull cord, what you want to do is turn the rotor and make sure that the paws are coming out. That means you've installed it correctly. So what I'll do now is locate the rope hole, which is right here. I'll turn this about 3 turns over. Come at 2, 3. Actually, I'm going to go 4 turns is usually what you'll need to have your rope come back properly. Then what you can do is put a screwdriver through here. It'll keep the spring tension on your cord. And a cord for this will be about 50 to 70 inches long, whatever you prefer. And I'm using a 4.5 number rope. Get the rope through here. Just tie one small knot at the end. Remove this, let it go back in gently. And at this point, I did not wind up the spring enough because the rope is sticking out. And I wanted to show you that scenario. If that's the case, what you want to do is pull the cord until this notch here lines up with the exit hole. If you don't have this notch, you can heat up a shank or something and just make a groove like this. It's very easy to do. And what I do at this point here is I grab the rope. And at this point I need to turn counterclockwise to load up the spring one more time, one more turn. So I've got it. So I'm going to load it up one more turn. And now it's perfect. It's nice and tight on there. Now it's going to go back on the engine and it's going to grab properly, and that's it. So hopefully this has helped you out, guys. My tips for this video is make absolutely sure you've got good safety glasses, wear some gloves if you're afraid of cutting yourself. The old spring and the new one can be quite sharp, so you know what? I would wear the gloves if you're not used to doing this job. And also make sure to spray the parts in there. It just prevents rust and it makes it easier for the recoil to actually recoil the rope in. Thanks for watching. Make sure you like the video and make sure you're subscribed, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.